Okay. So, hi everyone. This is Gaurav. So, again, we have started a lecture on Camunda. So, this is my second lecture on BPMN 2.0 itself. So, let's go with the PPT. So, I have created a PPT for for the introduction part. So, let me share it. Hope it is visible. So, BPMN 2.0 introduction, basically it's a business process model and notation. So the abbreviation is BPMN. The full form is the BPMN process model and notations. So, first of all, what is the BPMN? I would say, so it's a kind of standardized graphical notations for modeling business processes. And so this is actually the common language for business analysts, developers, and stakeholders. So instead of involved multiple layers in between, we have a common language that this BPMN provides us. So that business analysts, developers, and stakeholders, all of us came together and stick to a common things like what would be the implementation for this particular approach. Now we have ensures clarity and consistency in process documentation and automation. So it ensures actually the clarity and consistency while doing the automation and documenting the process. It fills the gap among various types of users. So it actually fills the gap between developers and the business process analyst and your end client. And it always so if you talk about the bridge, so bridge is always needed when it comes to business process design and the implementation, right? So who manages the BPMN 2.0? So there is the organization called Object Management Group, OMG, which is managing this BPMN 2.0, and they are also maintaining it. So any new notations or any implementation, they are actually the owner of this BPMN 2.0. Originally, it was developed by the Business Process Management Initiative called BPMI, which was again merged with OMG in 2005. So AMG ensures the standard involved with the industry, and it also maintains the official BPMN specifications. And this BPMN 2.0 is also ratified as an ISO standard. So it's also an ISO certified 19510, adding to its global recognition and governance. So I would say it's a completely recognized and fulfilled by the governance, and it is so that's why it is used in the Camunda itself. So let's go with how we actually what is the use case BPMN with Camunda. So Camunda is a workflow and decision automation platform which we already know, and that natively supports the BPMN 2.0, which enables the process automation by executing BPMN diagrams directly. So and we have a integrates, so the BPMN integrates, Camunda integrates with DMN and CMMN both. So DMN is decision model and notations, and CMMN is case management model and notations. Although CMMN is not widely used, I would say, but for DMN, we are actually using for the rule and the decisions making process. And what is the uses in Camunda? If I talk about the BPMN 2.0, so we are actually using it for the process automation, so that will automate the repetitive task and the workflows. We also use it for the decision management, so it will actually combine the BPMN and DMN for rule-based decisions. And it also used for the collaboration, so it is basically acting as a bridge communication between business and IT teams, and it is also used for the monitoring and the optimization purpose. So we are actually tracking the KPIs, like how many processes we are actually instantiating in a day, in a month, or in a year, so that we will identify the bottlenecks, where we are actually getting the errors, where we are actually having the failures and all. So we will actually see the bottlenecks. So this can be, we can see in the optimized platform on the Camunda itself. So Camunda has different web you can say web UI kind of thing where you can actually visualize the things. So we will talk that in our coming lectures also. So let's talk about the key features. So if I talk about the BPMN 2.0, so these are all the key features which are available. So flow objects that we called as events, activities, and gateway. And we have a connecting objects that we called. So let's go with the, I would say the Camunda modeler one so that you guys will be much familiar with the like terms, whatever we are using, this events, activities, and gateway. So I have opened this Camunda modeler. So this is the Camunda modeler. Here, if you see, you will go to file. If you click on the new file, you have all this, I would say, features available. You can create your own BPMN diagram on the Camunda cloud. So Camunda cloud is supported from the Camunda 8 onwards, and we have a DMN, and you can create your own forms as well. So as of now, I will go with the BPMN diagram, not on the cloud. So once you click on the BPMN diagram here, the starting point would be your the start event. So if you click on this event, so any workflow which is going to start would have the start event, and after that you can create. So let's go with the task first. So this is the task here. If you click on the task, so and this is this is the end event. So if you click here, it will actually pop up with the end event. So this is actually the end event. So end event is in the, I mean, darker shade, and it is actually in the lighter shade. So the difference is with the start and end event is like this one. And this is my task, right? So task we also call the activity, so that we have, like I have already written here, events. So events and activities. So events we have already seen start and end events, and activities we are actually on it. So this is the activities, or you also can say task also. So here if you click on the gear icon, you can see these are all the multiple tasks which are available. So send task, receive task, user task, manual task, so business rule task. So business rule task is our DMN. So if you click on the business rule task, it will provide you, I mean, a table-like structure where you can create your own DMN. So DMN that we will also see. If you click on the DMN here, you will see the decisions. So inside the decisions, you have some input, and based on the input, you have to decide like what would be the output for this input. And again, we have a multiple input and multiple output concept. So that we will talk when we will go with the DMN features. So these are all the tasks which we were talking about, and service task, script task, call activity, sub process, and these are all the events. So if you click on the start event here, you will see like how many types of events we can have. So start event can be also an intermediate throw event, and you can message start event, timer start event. So if you click on the timer, so it will create the timer event. Then you have the conditional start event. Based on some condition, it would be started. You have a signal start event. So there are multiple events. After that, you have this double circle. So this is actually our the intermediate events. So intermediate, if you place here, so intermediate can be, I would say, interrupting and non-interrupting, boundary and non-boundary event also. So this is actually the non-boundary event. Boundary means if you put this intermediate events on this particular activity, so this is actually creating the boundaries, right? So this is your boundary event. So here if you see, we have a non-interrupting and interrupting concept. Again, a boundary event can be message boundary, timer boundary, escalation, conditional error boundary, and there are multiple boundary events also. And similarly, if you click here also you will see there are multiple catch throw events, right? So that also we will see in the coming lectures. So we have seen events, activities, right? Let's get gateways here. So if you see this diamond icon, right? So if you place this here, so this we called it as a gateway. So here if you click here, you can see like there are multiple gateways available. So that is parallel gateway, inclusive, complex, and event based gateway, right? So if you click on parallel gateway, it will change into the parallel gateway. So I will create a separate videos like on the gateways, on the task, on the activities, like, and we will talk about boundary and non-boundary, interrupting and non-interrupting events. Similarly, we have a sub process and call activity also. See, if I place here, so you can see this is creating a separate process like here. So this we called, if you click here, you can see event sub process. So this is your event sub process. And even if you place any task here, that task we can create it as a sub process or call activity. If you place this call activity here, so it will create the call activity here. So call activity is like you can create a separate process that can be integrated in your parent process. So it's a kind of parent-child relationship where you have to just create a child workflow and you have to integrate in the parent workflow. Let's suppose you are creating a KYC, right? KYC implementation. So in the KYC, we have a multiple types of KYC, either go with the Aadhaar based KYC or with the uh, video KYC or OTP based. So you have to just create a separate KYC verification process, and you have to just integrate in your, either if you are preparing the banking system or with or any other systems where this KYC is needed. So you have to just utilize. So it's a reusable component, I would say. You can have it in your parent process, right? Now, if I talk about, so these are actually the sequence flow, message flow, associations. So these are actually the sequence flow. If I click here, so this is our sequence flow, and message flow is also like how the message is flowing from one, from catch through to catch event. Again, we have pools and lanes concept. So based on the roles and responsibility, we will go with the pools and lanes concept. So if you see here, this is our, so this is actually the, this is our one, I would say one pool. So inside this, if suppose we have the employee data here, and if you want to create one more lane inside this employee, so what you have to do, you have to just click on here and it will create a lane, right? So here I would say employee management system, and this employee management system would let's suppose here you have some student related data, and here you have some student, some employee related data, and here we have teacher or college campus. So employee has to just connect with the college campus. So it's basically kind of like segregating the processes so that we can have the clear visibility, like how employees is going to connect with the college, or is there any relationship between employee and a college. So it's kind of we are implementing this feature using swim and lanes based on the role-based responsibility. And then again, we have artifacts. So artifacts, it's data, objects, groups, and annotations. So data object, if I talk about, so if this is my data reference, and this is my data object. So there are two things, data reference and data object. So this is basically we are, if we are preparing a kind of workflow where if you want to represent database or any file reference kind of thing, then we have to use this kind of features which are available in our BPMN 2.0 notations. And we have if you want to just annotate something, like if you want to just try to write something, this is boundary event. So here you can create your own custom. I mean, here you can write anything. I mean, any comment or on top of it. So this features is also available in the Camunda modeler. So that's all, because like data object groups and annotations we have already talked about. So these are all the actually key features. If we have to just look at the Camunda documentation, because there also we have something on BPMN 2.0 implementation. So this we actually talked about like the participants, pool and lane concept. So we have so it's a vice versa kind of thing. Here, if you have a in a single pool, you can have a multiple lanes, right? So, and here you have a sub process. So inside the sub process, we have seen the sub process, call activity, event sub process. So these are all the transactional sub process. This we will see one by one when we will dig into the different concept of sub processes. So these are all the tasks which we have already talked about. Service tasks, user script, business rule tasks, manual tasks, receive task, and send task. And here we have a gateways. So these gateways we have already seen XOR, OR, and an event. So XOR is your exclusive and OR is your inclusive gateway, and this AND is the parallel gateway which we have seen. Event-based gateway, data and artifacts, which we have already seen, artifacts where you can just annotate it. You can group also. Here, if I talk about the events, so this is the nice chart where you can see like these are all the kinds of events which are available, and which events can be converted into a start event and intermediate and the end event, right? So start event, if you go with this chart, so this is the normal none event. So the none event can be through an end event. And here similarly for the message, message can be your start event, message can be your event sub process, it can be event sub process non-interrupting also. Similarly for the intermediate message, it can be catch, boundary non-interrupting, throw event, and end event also. So this is the chart where you can actually look into like timer. So the timer can be start timer event. It can also be the event sub process, right? You can have the conditional start event. Likewise, there are link event, signal event, error event, escalation, termination, compensation, and cancel. So there are these kinds of events. So we will go with one by one, like how this will be actually implemented using Camunda, that we will see in the coming lectures. Like hope you all are having good learning and you have some understanding on BPMN. So so keep watching and keep learning, I would say, and see you in the next video. Thank you.